So what is up, NSG fans? Nathan Sample here, and welcome to this little stream where I'm going to be playing the Spyro Reignited Trilogy for the very first time ever. Adjust my wires real quick. It's pretty late right now. It's like 9 something at night. We just got back from the store and I picked up a new controller for the Switch. Because my old one was just like not gonna cut it at all. Look at all this information it wants me to read. Look at this. Can anyone feasibly read this unless they're like a lawyer? Like, does anyone really do this crap? Because I would argue that no one does. So here we go. This game literally took like an hour to download because I think only the first game is actually on the Switch cartridge. And to be honest, I prefer buying games physically generally, but sometimes it's just nice to download things as well. Let me, in the world of dragons. Okay. So just, okay.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds.
Or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure.
Or is it 14?
14,000.
What about this Ganasty Gnog character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been
I hate that voice for Nasty Nork.
and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
I think the old man was fine.
Besides, he is ugly. Ugly?
That does it.
Does it?
Looks like I've got some things.
That is straight up Tom Kenny's voice as well. It's 2020, Nasty Nork. You need to upgrade your TV, my dude. Unless you're playing some old retro games on that crap. Oh, wow. See, I've seen people playing this, and, like, I've seen how pretty it looks, but, like, watching it on someone else's stream and then, like, seeing it IRL is so different. I'm but a filthy little Spyro boy. What is up, man? I don't know what exactly you're saying in chat, but how are you today? In the artisan world, then see the balloonist. He is so epic. Dude, this is so cool. Yeah, I don't know what you wrote, but what is up, man? If you speak English, that's the language that I currently speak. It's the only language that I know, my dude. Yeah, this is a beautiful looking game. Hello, Mr. Noop. Hello. My name is Nathan. I don't know who Mr. Noop is, but how are you today, sir? Mr. Noop. Okay. Ha! Ah. I did play this game back in the day on the PlayStation as well. I didn't play as much of a Spyro 3 or anything like that. I'm sorry. Oh, you're good, man. You're totally good. You're not doing anything wrong. I have a lot of viewers who are foreign. I have viewers from Germany, viewers from England. Like, it's mostly Europe, but I have lots of, like, foreign viewers. I have one from Mexico, I believe. Huh. Gosh dang, this one jump is really tough to do. My name is Nathan, good sir. Nathan. Ha! Gosh dang, dude. What in the world? Ah, there it is. Okay. Wow, this really is a pretty game, isn't it? Kill this Nork. See, what I don't understand about this game is, like, Nasty Nork only really attacks the dragons when they talk savage crap about him, so it's like, can you really feel that bad for the dragons? You know, like, obviously, you can't justify, like, what he did, but it's like, they kind of started it in a way. Come on, boy. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. There we go. There we go. I get this dragon. Delbin. I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much.
I like that voice.
Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Why are you throwing in number 3s into your post? And like, I assume no languages use number 3s as letters, dude. Okay, let's head on in. So, I've seen a lot of people play this game. Most people go straight for this stage over here. This is kind of considered the first stage of the game. This one right here, Dark Hollows. And I will be playing that one first. But the very first stage that I used to play as a kid, because it's just right here, is Stone Hill. I never had any idea that anyone considered Dark Hollow to kind of be the first stage, and I think I don't know if there's like a proper, like, official Papa there. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you in chat. Are you in the voice chat? If you want me to join, I will. Let me check to see if you're in voice chat. Not yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to join me in voice chat, you totally can, my dude. I can be. Alright, I'm going to the live voice chat then in the Discord in a bit. Alright. Well, I'm there now if you want to join me. But how are you today, Frank? I hope you're feeling good. I'm excited to have you on the podcast soon. I'm really excited. I've never gotten to try this version of the game.
Hello.
What is up, Frank? How you feeling?
I'm feeling fan-freaking-tastic.
Dope.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm in a pretty good mood. Like, I didn't expect to feel this blast of nostalgia because I've played through the original Spyro in the past couple years. So it's not like a lot of people who play this game who are like, I haven't played this game since I was a 5-year-old drooling on my PlayStation controller and drinking milky from me ma's teat. I
was a bit old for that whenever this game came out. I was like, I was definitely in the double digits.
How? When was the original Spyro released? I can't remember.
Let me look it up real quick.
Because this was an original PlayStation game, I know that, but...
1998, which means I was exactly 10 years old.
Okay, I was born in 95, so 96, 97, I was like 3 or 4.
I mean...
Drift said, do you like the game? My secret language. I'm enjoying the game so far. I love the original. It was a game I used to go play at my uncle's house all the time until I got my own PlayStation. My uncle Bubba, who helped me get into video games a lot. His house is where I first played Mario 64, Spyro, and Crash. He was also, I never knew this until I was older, I didn't get why, he was really into Tomb Raider, and he was a divorced old man. And I never got it until, like, I knew that that's why people liked Tomb Raider when I was older, but it never clicked in my brain until like last year or some crap. I was looking at old gaming magazines, and there's like an image of freaking Duke Nukem just cupping Lara Croft's like naked boobs. I'm like, oh, that's why my uncle was into Tomb Raider. It's not because the gameplay was that good. Because let's be real, the gameplay was okay, but the movement sucked. I don't speak English. You're good, dude. You're good. I would prefer you to not use made-up languages, but like you're good to just hang out. You can lurk. I don't mind, as long as you attempt. Because I just can't decipher gibberish.
I had someone in my chat last night that they spoke English, but they didn't speak English well. I couldn't understand anything they were saying. And I felt so bad because they were like asking me questions. And I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
To be honest with you, Frank, as someone who has did you see my comment on that Mario episode, by the way?
I feel like I did.
Sweet.
Didn't want to see more, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I wanted to see more. But as someone who has a lot of foreign viewers, you kind of get to the point where you're just kind of direct and you're like, you're just kind of like, I can't understand you, so at least you can hang out, you cannot hang out, it's up to you, you know?
Is he saying?
He's trying to speak in coded language. It looks like he says, I wish you did or something. Or wish you would.
I
wish you would is what it looks like to me.
I thought it was wish you luck.
Wish you luck. That's possible as well. And he's just speaking in coded language. I don't know why. He can clearly speak English if he can type in fake English. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
I blocked a viewer the other day actually earlier today, not because he was like that bad, but just because he came into the chat for like the past month. He never followed. He literally just comes to say actual nonsense, and then he leaves.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually blocked him this morning because I was just being genuine with him. I'm like, yo, man, I've asked you like 3 times to stop. It's time to just block you. Because, like, this was the first time he ever said anything that I think could be interpreted as him just trolling. So I was like, okay, this is my excuse. Because I don't like to be a dick to anyone who's just playing, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit like that.
You gotta build up that rapport, you know? You can't just go in and be silly.
Well, like for me, it's more like if you're derailing all the conversation of the stream, that's when I lose my patience, you know? That's when I'm like, okay, I've talked to you about this. Because, like, there's some people who will come in and say memes that go along with everything I'm saying and being silly, and that's totally fine. I love memes. I love jokes. That's what I'm all about. But if you're just... I had a viewer who was, like, probably a young child who would hop into my streams and he wouldn't shut the hell up about a video game called Freedom Planet, and that's all he would post about. And then the moment I told him, no, like, for real, you've been in my chat for an entire month saying this, say something normal. He, like, left and just unsubbed from... This was on YouTube back in the day when I streamed there. And I've kind of learned since then, like, not to be a dick, but to just be kind of direct. Like, yo, you're really distracting me right now. Just shut up or stay and talk like a normal person. Which is kind of funny coming from me, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Why don't you just talk like a normal person? Meanwhile, I'm over here like, Papa.
I want to suck on your sweet meaty cankles.
Here's the thing. That's at least a statement that means something.
True. I lost a follower who was actually pretty loyal, but he was a 10-year-old kid. And he just kept telling me about all this awful shit he was doing. And I
What?
was just like,
What the hell was he telling you about?
like how he cyberbullied this girl and some other stuff.
Yeah,
like, he was kind of bragging about it at first, and then I was like, dude, that's not cool. That's cyberbullying. And like the rest of the chat were like, yeah, don't be like that. And so like every time he was like trying to like kind of show off to me, because he really liked retro games and would like talking to me about it.
Yeah.
Like anytime he'd do something like that, I was like, dude, that's not cool.
Dude, this
And,
game.
Like, I guess he finally got tired of me like scolding him, because every time he'd try to show off, I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
To be honest with you, if someone took it that far, where they were describing that, I'd probably like. Okay, here's the thing. If they're talking about when I was a kid years ago, which this person is a kid, but you know what I mean. If they're like, when I was a kid, I did this. Now I would never do it, but back then it was so weird. And they're kind of laughing like, I would never do that now. Isn't that silly? Like, I've done that. I've talked about how I used to give my friends hell as a kid just to mess with them. I'll laugh at that and I'll play around with that because it's not me anymore, you know? Like, that's just laughing at, look at how much of an idiot I used to be. If you're just saying, haha, I like to bully, that's totally different.
Yeah, no, he was like, yeah, it was BS why I got grounded this one time. And I was like, well, why'd you get grounded? And then he explained it, and I was like,
You're like, that's
why?
a perfectly reasonable reason to ground you.
I was like, what is wrong with you?
Can I just say, like, this game is beautiful. Like,
it really is. It's gorgeous.
Like, I was, real talk, I was so surprised when I saw the Crash Insane Trilogy, and this so far has immediately topped it. Because this game has more atmosphere overall. It's more atmospheric.
I bought this for my ex for her birthday the year it came out.
So, like, last year you bought it for your ex?
Or
the year before?
Yeah, last year or the year before that. I forget which. But we ended up breaking up and moving out. Yeah. And she didn't have a PS4, and I did.
So she just gave it to you, basically.
Yeah, so she just gave it to me, so I inherited it. And she also...
You inherited it from your dead ex?
Yeah, and my...
is that too far, by the way?
No, and she's actually more of my friend than my ex. But just for the story.
So y'all are cool.
Yeah. Okay. No, we work together, and she, like, campaigns for me to be, like, full-time instead of contract. Like, we're actually really cool.
Okay, so that's a pleasant breakup.
Yeah, it really was. We just...
You were like, this just isn't working. We're better as friends, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is I just came home from a work function.
I can fly around on the menu. I didn't realize that.
Nice.
Sweet.
And we were just talking, and we were like, we are happy in every facet of life except with each other. Let's fix that. So
at least it was. Those are probably the best breakups when both people are reasonable, and it's just kind of a mutual, like, you know what? Let's just not, but let's be friends. That rarely happens either. Like, I can't say I would ever have, like, the emotional strength to do that crap unless I literally was just, like, 100% sure, like, yeah, this is right.
Yeah. I mean, we had been on and off for, like, 5 years, and we were just finally like, you know...
So it was a long time coming.
Sides. We're done.
Yeah, it was a long time coming then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least you're both happy, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That would have sounded really bad if I said that and it wasn't true. At least you're both happy, and then you get like war flashbacks in your brain.
No. I actually started seeing a girl this past weekend. Yeah,
is she epic?
She's pretty epic.
Is she smelly?
She's fragrant, yes.
She has odors that are attached to her.
I was gonna say at the beginning when I hopped into the chat, you were saying you were excited for me to go on the podcast, and I was gonna tell you, you do not know how excited I am for that. Like.
How
I don't know. I just really like the idea of it.
Sweet.
And I like talking to you, so.
Well, thanks,
sorry
man.
I'm not in here more often, by the way.
I mean, that's fine. As long as I have someone to kind of banter with, I'm normally good. Like, I can do it alone, but it's just like, unless I'm playing like Final Fantasy or a really heavy story game, I prefer to have someone to kind of banter with, because it helps fill dead air, honestly. And it makes me have to think less, because if I run out of crap to say, you can be like, I was dating a girl once and then we broke up mutually. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, dude. And then I burp and try and play it off like I'm not burping. If you didn't know, that's what was just happening.
That's hilarious.
I do that crap all the time on stream. Like, it sounds like I have a dry spot in my throat, but I'm just like letting a burp out. God, this is such a beautiful freaking game. I'm so happy right now.
It's really gorgeous. I only played most of the way through the first one so far.
Dude, here's the thing. I like the first one, right? But I feel like I immediately like this version better. Because, like, the games were good, but I actually felt like they didn't age super well. Also, to be honest with you, I think it's an issue with my PS3, but a lot of my PS1 games on that lag slightly more than they do if I just, like, put it in the PS2. And I don't know why.
Well, even a backwards compatible PS3, it's not the ideal way to play a PS1 game.
Yeah, well, like, I've got certain games that I own on disc. Like, I own Spyro, like, the original. I don't own Ripto's Rage on a disc, but I own Ripto's Rage digitally on there, and every time I try to play it, it's just like this immediately upon playing this, I am noticing the frame rate's not perfect, because, you know, it's a Switch cartridge. It's not, I don't expect it to run at 60 frames per second, because I own a Switch, you know? As bad as that sounds, it's just something I accept. It goes with the territory. It's beautiful, and there's like very rare frame rate dips in this one. But like on the PS1, it feels like it's running really choppily constantly, or on the PS3 rather, playing the PS1. I rescued Gavin. He is so moist and frail.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro.
Shut up, I know. I know. You're a dumb. What would you do if a dragonfly started following you around every day, and then you got mugged by someone and he turned purple? And you're like, oh god, I gotta go kill a sheep.
I would be thoroughly confused.
So you wouldn't go kill a sheep to keep your life long?
I mean, I kind of hate me, so
Why do you hate you?
I'm just memeing depression.
Well, I know, but why do you hate you? Like, give me an improv reason.
Oh, an improv reason?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not very good at aiming when I go to the bathroom, and I make a mess that I have to make myself clean up, so there's that.
See, that's why you blame it on the dog. You gotta train the dog to use the toilet and then be like,
Yeah, but I only have the cat, so...
Like, teach the cat to use the toilet.
I actually read about a cat that used the toilet today on Reddit because he was severely abused and he didn't like to use a litter box, and he got declawed so he wouldn't bury, and so
everything about that sounds terrible.
Yeah, but
that's not a fun story at all.
Having issues with her boyfriend because he was getting mad that the cat was using the toilet instead of the litter box.
Okay.
And she's like, "Look, the cat's better potty trained than you. You can leave."
So the abused cat is more welcome than the boyfriend, then?
Yeah.
How? I shouldn't ask that because that's just gonna be a bummer.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I stopped reading the thread because it was depressing me.
Okay, good. It's one of those things where people say that, and part of me is like morbidly curious, but I know I don't want to know. So I have to like battle with myself, like, should I even ask? Do I want to ask? You know, you kind of know that feeling.
Yes, I know that feeling very much so.
I get that every time I talk to people about their lives on freaking stream. And there are sometimes I have to make myself be like, I'm curious, but I don't need to know. It's like, I'll have people hop in stream and be like, oh yeah, my childhood was terrible because I guess I'm a psychiatrist. Like, I'm a therapist.
Man, that's something I really, really do not dig about Twitch
Streaming?
culture.
Yeah.
Is there are people that just try to come in and treat you like they're therapists, and it's cool to want to vent to someone. You know, it's nice that you have.
I don't mind it if it's someone like you or if it's like a buddy, but if it's someone I'm just meeting and all they're doing is that in my stream, I kind of would reach a point where I'm like, yo man, no diss, but like this is getting. Like, in reality, that crap actually, like, brings down the vibe of the entire stream most of the time. I'm literally missing 2 gems in this area. And it does reach a point where it's like, you can talk about that stuff, and I don't have problems with it, but, like, talk about it and then move on, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I try and do anytime I talk about politics on stream, though I fail at that sometimes. I try and just say my thoughts, move on. Don't keep going and going and going. Because at a point it goes from like, anyone who was open to listening to it, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I was like okay with this and now I'm tired of it. Okay, I just 100% at this level.
I remember one day y'all got in a political conversation. And I put in chat and I was like, anyways, and you were like, yes, it is time to move on. Frank has the right idea.
Was that when we were talking about alchemy or something?
Oh God, there was that too. You don't want to know my thoughts on that.
If you want to.
I'm pretty sure the other people in the Discord already don't like me, and they.
I think they're fine with you. I don't think they know you very well. I think they like you. But regarding that, I'm with. Probably relatively, I agree with with your thoughts, anyways. Because I don't even know what the hell they were talking about, but they're my friends, so I'm not gonna diss them too hard. No. I was just like, "What are you talking about?" when they said that.
There was another time where it was political, though, and I was like, "Anyways."
Was it me being political, or just the discussion going politically?
But I think it was. I don't think it was Shadow. It might have been Scott. But I don't know. Someone in the chat, they kept talking to you, and you were like, "No, actually, I think it was the text chat."
Okay.
And like we kept going on about it. It was during one of the Sonic Adventure 2 episodes.
Okay, so it's probably still up then, because that whole series is up right now on Twitch. It's not on the YouTube right now, but
I'm sure when you edit it, you'll come across it.
Oh, I've edited all that. It's all up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's just not. It's not on YouTube, because that was before I started editing with like Twitch's built-in highlighter, which lets me just export the edited version right to YouTube without having to use bandwidth.
Isn't that nice?
Oh my god, it's so nice. I just killed myself immediately upon entering the stage because I hit the wrong button. Dude, when I found that out, it used to take me like 4 hours to edit a freaking VOD of Twitch, and my entire computer was just on hold that whole time. Yesterday, after I finished the podcast, you want to know how long it took me to edit the VOD of that?
I'm going to say 20 minutes.
1 minute.
One?
1 single minute. And you want to know why? Because I knew the 2 things I needed to cut out immediately. I went in and I sliced them out with Twitch's highlighter, saved it, exported it to YouTube, and then the thumbnail probably took me like 20 minutes to make a thumbnail and then export the audio version. So overall, it was like 21 minutes, maybe.
Wow.
So I went from 4 hours of editing every time I streamed, every single time, to like a minute. Aside from... And that's why you'll also see me take screenshots as I play, because that's me preparing the thumbnail. Because if I just take screenshots as I play, then I've got a thumbnail pre-prepared for myself. As long as I get some decent ones. Yeah, I am so screwed with this level right now. Oh, yep. But yeah. I think I've got my workflow figured out for this stuff now. That's why I started doing it on YouTube more often again, because I had no freaking way before.
I wish with the content I was making, it would be easy enough to do that, but that is not going to be the case.
Are you talking about like the Let Me Be Frank stuff? And
Yeah.
that was a really good episode. The only thing that I was confused about was it was exported in 360p.
That's just me being bad at using the editor.
Oh, okay. What editor do you use? I could probably help.
I use Adobe Premiere.
Oh, yeah, I could probably help you with any issues you have with that. I don't use it anymore, but I used it for years. Oh, God.
The other problems I had were the footage and stuff that I had made.
Yeah.
Like that, it like was filmed in low res. So
so it was recorded in low res, so you had to kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So.
I heard some people like complaining about the audio, but that's something like you can actually use the track editor in Premiere for that stuff. Like, have you ever used the track editor?
I tried to, and I thought I had done a good job, but apparently not.
What you can do is you can just like drop all your vocals in one channel and then just like add a compressor or add some processing to that one channel of the track editor.
I think I might hit you up the next time I get to the editing phase.
Okay.
Give some good information.
Yep. Yeah, I would look up like Adobe Premiere track editor or track effects because that is super useful. This level is these levels right here are what has always kept me from 100%ing any Spyro game, by the way.
This is stupid hard. I was playing this in the living room a few months ago, and I was just like, no, this is dumb. I'm not 100%ing the game. And my roommate was like, no, man, give me the controller. And then he tried for like a good 45 minutes until he like actually beat it. And I was like, cool, I'm not doing that for the rest of them when you're not around, though.
Yeah, I beat the first couple ones of these. I can't do like the later ones because like the thing is you literally have to develop a strategy. Like I'll go to this area and do these things, then I'll come back and do these things. So you have to literally kind of like strategize, like this area takes this long and gives me this much extra time, and then that area doesn't. Like that's how I did it when I played it on the PlayStation back in the day, but I don't know, like I guess it's weird as an adult freaking gamer, I have like more patience with certain things and then less with others. It's so weird. All right, I'm going to continue this later, but yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I am but a little Spyro boy. So you like the podcast, by the way, that I did the other day?
I do. I didn't get to finish listening to it. I'm saving the last half of it for work tomorrow.
All right. The
Because I'm
only
liking listening to it while at work.
Sweet.
I didn't start it until near the end of my shift.
Yeah, I saw your comment where you said you regretted not seeing it live.
Yeah.
In your defense, well, not that you need to defend not watching a thing, you know what I mean. In fairness, that whole stream, that happened at like 10 at night. So it was super late. Granted, this is 10 at night, but you know what I mean. It was not my regularly scheduled time. I just kind of DM'd Sifu and was like, yo, what time would be good for you? And he's like, this time. And I'm like, okay, we'll do it then. That's the one flaw with the podcast is I can't fully schedule it because I have to adhere to other people's schedules.
Yeah.
I can't be like, no, you need to come to my show at this time or I'm not doing it. But I'm trying to get in the groove of doing it more often.
I had actually thought about putting a podcast on my plate as well. But I would want a co-host, and I'd want to be able to record like on a schedule, and that's just so fucking hard. And I'm like, I'll just keep making videos and streaming. It's fine.
That's kind of what I've noticed is like, for years and years, I really wanted to have a co-host for the streams in general, And the method that I found to, because like I like having people to commentate with generally. And so what I found actually is like the best way for me to do it is like when I'll go live, I'll just be like, hey guys, I'm going live. If anyone wants to join me in Discord, I'm here. And then I just leave myself on the Discord chat. If people want to join, they can. If not, I can solo it. So people can kind of jump in at their own leisure. Wow, these clouds, I'll give you this, these clouds look ugly in this background.
Yeah, they don't look like they fit very well, do they?
Yeah, they have like a weird harsh outline around them and they look like PNG images. This dog reminds me of a dog I had as a kid. His name was Midnight. Now I'm having to kill 1,000 Midnights. Why did they make these dogs cute?
Yeah, look at how flat they are. I'm sorry.
The clouds?
The clouds.
Yeah, they are. They're better in the other scenes, but the Sunset Sky ones look really ugly. Why did they make these dogs look more adorable than threatening in the scene? Because you remember in the original PlayStation one, they looked like Rottweilers that were about to freaking snap your throat open.
Yeah.
And in this one, they're like really freaking adorable little Scottish. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's like they look friendly. They're just defending their master. Spyro's the bad guy here. At least for these dogs. The shepherds, they're bad guys. I believe that. By the way, the last story of Sonic Adventure 2 rather, I beat it. Like I've finished that series, but I think you were watching me in that series at some point because you were mentioning it. That last story
we were talking about Rouge's Baps.
Yeah, that's right. We were going on and on about how I want to get coronavirus from her or some crap. But that entire last story section can suck every hole on my body, dude. I hate it so much. It is the worst thing ever made. Because it starts off with an endurance round that is really difficult. And then it ends with a really ridiculous boss before you go to Supersonic. And then the Supersonic boss is really easy. So it stresses you out constantly and then gives you a really calming, happy, like exciting payoff at the end. That, in my opinion, it barely makes up for it.
I was actually watching some old videos today. Some call me Johnny. I was watching his Game Gear Sonic videos.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Tails' Adventure, where he actually...
Yeah, he has like the one ring and he flies around.
No, that was Sky Patrol.
That was Sky Patrol.
The Adventure one, he actually finds Chaos Emeralds and like uses like a part, like for each emerald he gets like a little bit of power each time.
Okay.
And I was just like, like that's what Chaos did in Sonic Adventure. That's a really
why doesn't
mechanic.
Sonic do that?
Yeah, I was like, that's a really interesting
Oh god, this guy looks intimidating as hell. Look at him.
Yeah. Like, have it to where each Chaos Emerald gives him a different ability or something. Like, none of this werehog nonsense or anything like that. Like, build upon things that are already established in the lore, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just a random.
Darn dog! I was trying to take screenshots for the thumbnail. Can't you understand that? Yeah, but if anyone streams, that's a big recommendation I would give if you do archive your crap ever. Take screenshots as you're playing, because like when you're done with the stream and your vibe is kind of gone, it's really annoying to have to like go back, because I'll do this sometimes if I need to. I'll go back and re-record some gameplay just so I can grab a screen cap from it. So I have like a clean version of it, so I don't have to like mask over it in Photoshop. Mask over my face cam and stuff. I think I 100%ed that level. I think so. Brr. Look at me, I'm flying over the MS Paint clouds, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Would you kiss Spyro?
No.
Would you touch Spyro's dragon peepee?
No, because I've heard that he
Has chlamydia.
No, the strand of herpes that you can get through kissing. So.
Isn't that just herpes in general?
I don't know. I'm not.
Isn't that just cold sores that you're describing?
Do what?
Isn't that just cold sores?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now we're going to Peacekeepers so Spyro can see that butthole.
You know, the thing that 70% of people have?
Yeah, that's why I was saying that. Like, that one's not that big of a deal. Obviously, if you don't have it, you don't want it, but...
Frank, don't you have cold sores? Yeah, but I don't want double cold sores.
Yeah, I don't want super cold sores when they envelop your entire face. What'd you do if you woke up and your lips were just cold sores? There was no lip skin anymore. It's just herpes.
I would go to the doctor and or kill myself.
And then you pull up the security cam footage and you see like your roommate wafting his butthole into your face at night. What would you do?
All right, let me rephrase that. First of all, I would probably stab Fate Shaper, and then I would go to the hospital.
Oh, is that his username?
Yeah, the guy that's a mod in my chat all the time.
Oh, I think I've seen him. To be honest, I don't pay much attention to people in chat when I'm in other people's streams. I'm just like memeing garbage most of the time.
That's perfectly fine.
No, I'm sorry. I'm a monster. Don't look at me.
You'll come in and ask your hypotheticals, and he just doesn't react to them because he doesn't think they're funny. And I'm like, dude, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean that happens in people's chat all the time. My favorite is when I've gotten in trouble. Like, I've been in a stream before in the past where the streamer was like a pretty apolitical guy, but he made a joke about politics, and so I was like, oh, it's okay for me to make light jokes about politics, which is really mostly what I'll do. And so I made a political joke in this guy's chat one time, and I'm not going to say who he is because I don't think he's that bad of a guy. But I made this joke in this guy's chat, and I made a joke about socialism or something because he made a joke himself about it. And so I thought, oh, this is okay. And one of his mods got passive-aggressive with me when I did it. They're like, well, I'll just shut my socialist mouth. And like, when I'm faced with deeply illogical situations, sometimes my first reaction is like, I don't even know what this is. What is this? Literally, like, I'm like, I don't understand. Because, like, I don't think anyone's that dumb in my head a lot of times. Like, there's no way you're taking that seriously. And so, like, this dude got butthurt because I made a joke about socialism that was like, it was literally like socialism is like communism but with candy. It was a dumb joke.
Something that was clearly not meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah, it was that. And then they started, they said that, and I literally ignored it because it didn't even click in my brain that they were butthurt. I'm like, what the hell was that comment? That's all I thought was, what was that? And then they started getting really butthurt, and I didn't even realize it until they were freaking furious, right?
Uh-huh.
And so they told me to stop making political jokes. So in my eyes, I made a joke that really wasn't political, but it kind of was. I was like, dude, what if Knuckles... This is what I said, and this is what got me timed out in this person's chat. I said, dude, what if Knuckles the Echidna was voted in for president? What would happen? And they timed me out for that. And then I was like, screw that, and then I came back in chat and I admittedly made an ass out of myself because I'm like, screw your mods, dude. Because I was mad about that because I'm like, that one wasn't even political. It's saying, what if fictional character became a president? That's the entire statement and the entire joke. And so that happened, and then the guy laughed at me when I was saying screw your mods, and so then I was like, okay, fuck this guy forever. I hate him. Which I don't hate him, but And I didn't say that to him, by the way. I actually made peace with him. But inwardly, I'm like, I don't think I want to talk to this guy anymore. Because he's laughing at me when I'm mad about something that's pretty reasonable to be a little annoyed about. It's just a weird situation.
I wouldn't even say the socialism thing was even really that political.
The thing was, like, if I had realized that the mod was uncomfortable with the joke, I would have stopped, but he literally made, like, this weird-ass passive-aggressive response, like, well, I'll just shut my socialist mouth then, and I just assumed that, in fact, I didn't assume anything, I just literally remember thinking, what? And then moved on. Because he's not direct at all, he didn't say, like, could you stop? I'm a socialist? You know, like, it was weird. It was just very weird.
It's nothing like that. I didn't get candy.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't understand, like, what the problem even is. And then the joke that got me timed out was about Knuckles the Echidna being president. And it's like, how can you in any way justify either of these things? Like, this was like forever ago. I do try and emphasize that sometimes when I tell these stories, like, that was like a year ago, so I'm not sitting here like, this person's still an asshole and I hate them. But I just bring it up because it's a funny story, because I don't understand people's behavior sometimes. Not to be like, these people suck, you know?
Yeah.
Bruh. God, this game is pretty. I know that's something I've already said before, but this is very pretty.
I mean, you could enjoy the aesthetic more than once. It's fine.
Oh, the jumping and charging isn't as good. I can tell you that much.
I think we scared away your fake English guy a while back.
I mean, I think he stopped like almost immediately when I was just talking about banning a troll earlier, so
yeah.
I think he was like, oh god, this guy will ban me if I keep not making sense on purpose. And dude, I used to get crap like that on YouTube all the time, like people who would just jump in chat just saying nonsense for an hour and a half. And I was like way more patient back then. I don't know why I was either.
I'm opening myself to heartbreak by saying this. I got really lucky with that first episode of Let Me Be Frank, where everyone was super nice and civil in the comments and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I know it's not going to be like that. Like, if I keep making content, I know I'm going to have to deal with an asshole eventually. I'm just not looking forward to it.
I mean, to be honest with you, that'll happen even if you make, like, the most agreeable content ever. If you said all the games that everyone likes, I also like, I have no opinions of my own, only regurgitation of what everyone thinks, people would then criticize you like, oh, you're just pandering, so it doesn't matter. You know, like, I remember you saying that in the video, saying like, oh god, I'm sure this will be popular. It's like, it would be unpopular if you just agreed as well. It's just like, it's just opinions on the internet, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And like, you justified your opinion as well. It's not like you're just blindly hating something. If you were just blindly saying, this sucks, I don't know why, but it sucks, then yeah, I'd understand people being butthurt about that. But it's just the internet. People are going to do it either way.
Well, even the people that didn't agree with me, like, on my points on Twitter, like, even Duct Tape, he was like, I don't completely agree with you on everything. He's like, but I still thought it was a good video.
I mean, Duct Tape will never, well, I can't say never because, I'm not a soothsayer, but Duct Tape is a good guy. He's not going to be like, you're an idiot, Frank, and I hate you, and we're not friends anymore.
No.
I'm not going to talk to you. Me and my crafty wife, my craft mac and cheese wife will never talk to you again.
I feel like it would be a lot to piss him off. But even then, another guy
Yeah,
was like,
I've never seen him mad.
I don't agree with these opinions, but give you like on the video. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Well, I mean, it's a well-made video. That's the difference between saying, like, I don't like this game. I get why other people do, but here's my opinion. And then, like, it's the difference between doing that and just being like, this is stupid, and I don't see why anyone likes it. Thank you for that follow, my dude. Welcome to the community. I hope you're feeling good. I would read your username, but I admit I don't even know how to. If you know how, Frank, you can.
Let's see this. Louise Via Gabber 11.
This is the thing. I try really hard to read all the usernames on stream, but over the past month or two, I've gotten lots of followers, and I've reached a point where, like, there's so many confusing usernames that I don't want to be a jerk and, like, not respond. But if I just don't know how to say it, I don't want to just be like, what is up, Louise? Because that's what I'll do. I'll do that legitimately if I can't read it sometimes.
I am legitimately, like, jelly of how much growth you had recently.
Well, I got, like, a massive raid, that's why. Like, I got raided by a big streamer who was doing some sort of, like, thing. Thanks for using that emote, my dude. I hope you're feeling well. What does obrigado mean?
I think it's like an avocado.
Yeah, that's what it is. A delicious avocado. Avocado to you too, my friend. Don't mind us. We're two Texan white dudes playing Spyro.
Also, sorry if I was talking about my stuff a little bit too much.
I don't care. I'll sit here. Like, this is what the podcast will be anyways, mostly.
That's fair.
Like, I'm fine with that as long as it's not, like, bringing the mood of the entire thing down, which I don't think it is.
Just being like me the entire time? Oh, God.
Yeah, my least favorite thing is when someone comes into the stream. Like, I will let people, like, talk about themselves a lot, but when it gets to the point where I'm, like, talking about myself and my own opinions, and they're like, well, me this and me that, I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool that you like yourself. I too like myself. Let me talk.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds, it is my show.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna share your opinion on something, like.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like,
person could be like, oh, that's like the other day when you were in my chat and you were telling me about how you don't like how streaming is. It's like most people just treat it as a one and done.
That's absolutely. I still feel that way so strongly, dude.
And I was like, and instead of being like,
that's dumb. People only watch you for
I was like, you gave me a new way to look at that, and I need to ponder it.
Well, that's the thing is, people never think about that. Every streamer I've talked to about reruns is like, well, I think their reasoning for not doing reruns and crap is like CDI's reason was he said, like, I tried doing it and I lost followers, and not to be a dick, but my response was, most of us only average like 3 to 4 viewers regularly. You know, some of us do really well, but like, if you lose a couple followers, they probably weren't watching to begin with, and they're like, that was the thing that pushed him over the edge anyways. Just to be real with you.
Yeah, and I mean, he, like, when he plays a retro game, when he plays Ninja Turtles,
dang,
he gets like a good 10 viewers.
Okay, so I guess that is true, but you know what I mean.
Unfortunately, when he plays something newer like The Messenger, it's usually just like me and one other guy hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But that's all I was saying was, if you gotta, what I've done in the past, and this is kind of how I justify it as well, I've gone and I've looked at my follower list after losing, like, I've had reruns and streams where I've lost like 3 or 4 followers before, and so I'll go in there and I'll actually look at my follower count and the followers on Twitch, and I'm like, I don't see anyone who I know missing. Anyone who I talk to regularly on stream, none of them are missing. So it wasn't someone who was hugely into what I'm doing to begin with.
Yeah, it's a quality over quantity.
Yeah. And that's...
And, like,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't really going to say much. I was just going to say, yeah, that's what I mean.
And, like, I've got a couple big streamers that follow me, too. They don't come in very often, but they do come in. And, like, those are the ones I'm kind of, like, I'm worried about losing my regulars, but, like, the tier under that are those people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if I just, because, you know, I've had one of them recommend me on stream. Like, that's a big deal.
I mean...
So, I would not like to lose the people that average like 70 to 80 viewers. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean, and I don't entirely disagree. My thing though is like Twitch to me, and like everyone can make their own decisions with their channels. I'm not saying this is the right way or the wrong way. To me, Twitch and YouTube are like a place to share your voice, your ideas, what you want, and what you care to do. And I literally, even before I streamed primarily on Twitch, I always wanted to do reruns. It was always a part of my plan. Back in like 2017, I remember watching VODs of myself saying that. I was like looking at some old footage of myself in the editing, in my editor, and I heard myself talk in like 2017, like, yeah, guys, I'm looking into ways that I can rerun my old streams because I really hate the idea of just doing it, you know, once and then no one ever looking at it again, because that's what would happen even on YouTube. And I'm like, I really want to find a more active way to engage people without having to like always be live, because that's not always sustainable. If I'm sick, I can't do that. And I remember thinking, okay, yeah, this is just what I wanted to do and what I've always wanted to do with my streams. So I'm going to keep doing it, even if I lose like huge followers. Like I've got have you ever watched the YouTube channel IndieMogul?
I've not.
Okay, this is a channel that I watched as a teenager, not necessarily a little kid, but this was a channel that meant a lot to me because it taught me a lot of my video editing skills, and I still kind of refer to their videos sometimes for information, even their older stuff. And one of the guys from IndieMogul, you know, I don't know if he's watched a couple of my streams, but I don't know if he's insanely active. He's following me on Twitch. And you know, even though he doesn't watch very often, something about that is very gratifying to me. Like, you know, someone who I look up to followed me. And I kind of have the resolve where if he got mad at me one day, or he just I don't think I'm in his brain at all, but you know what I mean. If he decided tomorrow, I don't like getting all these notifications from Nathan doing reruns, and unfollowed me, I'd be like, well, that's disappointing, but he followed me once at one point, and I've still got that. It still makes me feel good that someone who I know, or who I was into as a kid, who really like influenced my growth as a content creator, you know, they followed me, they saw the potential, so you know what I mean?
That's kind of what wanted me with one of those bigger streamers. That she's because you know I normally played retro for the longest time.
Yeah.
Up until mostly recently, she was part of the reason that I really wanted to switch to retro, and then she followed me and then rated me one day, and it was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Like it meant a lot. So.
Yeah, and like my thing with it is, oh, go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I empathize with your statement.
Yeah, and like my thing with that is, if this guy who I look up to unfollowed me tomorrow, I would still be able to say he followed me at one point, and I would still have that resolve to say I still think what I'm doing is right because it's what I want to do, and that's what Twitch and YouTube are all about. There's no point in doing it if you're not doing what you want. That's why I recommend people do reruns, but if you don't want to, don't do it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to, like, get to a certain area in the stage. I think I just need to, get this key to a little, box. I'm just looking for where I originally went to get there. The flying is a little bit less intuitive in this version, because you can't do the little flutter thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, and now we're here. Oh crap. Okay, well, that's not quite what I wanted. But yeah, like I went into this like expecting that I would lose some and gain some. And to be honest, I think losing followers and dealing with crap also toughens you up as a creator, because like, you know, eventually there are going to be people who just really hate you. If it's not now, it'll happen at some point. And it's better to get used to like people like giving you shit now when you're small than when you're massive and you have a meltdown and like people on the internet are like, look at this person had meltdown, haha, what an idiot. You know, like drama shows or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously that's assuming we'll both get huge, but you know what I mean.
We can only hope.
Yeah. I mean, like, I believe it can happen. Whether it will or not, that's just up to whatever happens, you know? Like, I've got enough confidence in my abilities to say that I at least believe that it's possible. And I believe that you're talented enough that it probably will happen to you at some point.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yep. I mean, you have like 15 people in your streams already every time I'm there.
It's been kind of low the last couple times. Like, actually, I didn't stream for a week because it was just me for the entire, like, 3 hours. I was like, oh. But it was also, like, a really late on a Friday night. And I was like, you know, maybe everyone's just out hanging out. That's
yeah, fine. I mean, I've been streaming I am daily now, but I've been streaming almost daily since COVID is a thing. And just some days it's better than others. Honestly, like, there's some days where I'll have, like, 7 or 8 viewers, some days where I'll have like 1, some days where I'll have like 5. It depends on what people are doing, what time you stream, and if you're doing something that interests people.
Yeah.
I am a little Spyro boy, short and stout. Whew. So out of this trilogy, what is your favorite Spyro game, by the way?
I've only played the first one.
Oh, okay. I put the cartridge in my Switch, and it was immediately like downloading an update, because it has to download 2 and 3 onto the Switch.
Nice.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
I'm kind of freaking out right now. I download... So...
Yeah.
Put my morals aside, gave Blizzard some money, resubbed World of Warcraft, because the girl I'm seeing plays it, and she wanted to play together.
Yeah.
All my characters since 2005 are missing.
Interesting.
So, I'm not a happy camper right now.
How long were you subscribed to WoW?
I unsubbed in 2018.
Okay, and how long did you have the same account?
2005.
Okay, and you're on the same account again?
Yeah.
You should probably just contact support and see. I actually had a similar situation yesterday. I have my Fortnite account that's attached to the Switch right now. That is unverified because I never went through the process to verify it. And it's connected to an email that, like, my first ever email I got as a kid. Because that's just the email I set up for crap I don't care about. And when I first played Fortnite, I just was like, whatever. And I threw in an email to be like, yeah, there. Because I didn't think I was going to play it much. I thought I was going to hate it. And now I'm in a situation where that email has been... It's so old, and it's like... It's got so much crap in it from like 10 years or 15 years or whatever of use that every single time I try to verify the email, Epic doesn't send an email through to me. And so I contacted their support and said, look, and they contacted me back and was like, all right, tell us the name of the email, the name of your Switch account, the name of everything. And I sent it to them all at once in one email, like, here's this, here's this, here's that. They just sent me an email back earlier today saying, we went through our entire system and used all our resources and we couldn't find this account. And I'm like, bullshit. I don't believe you. Like, I seriously, like, wanted to reply, that's not true. And then I was like, no, because then they're just going to ignore it and assume I'm just trolling. But, no, like, I'm probably going to try and email them again or find a phone number to call. Because, like, the thing is, like, it's not that big of a deal to me at the end of the day, because I have 2 Epic accounts to begin with. But I would like to have my account verified, because it won't let you set up 2-step verification if you don't. And that's important to me to have my crap with 2-step, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to freaking go through this long hassle to set that up at some point. It's quite a late stream right now. I freaking rage quit Fortnite earlier today, actually.
I read that on Twitter.
Yeah, so I was playing Dauntless. It's Dauntless Tuesday technically, and I had a pretty great time playing that game. And then everyone who I was playing with was like, "Okay, I gotta go." It was at like 1 p.m., so they had like obligations and crap. And so I was like, "Okay, I'll switch over to Fortnite because I genuinely love Fortnite." But it's also a game where it's a skill-based game that also has some annoying random chance crap that happens. And the very first round I played, I landed in the area that I needed to land in, and immediately I got shot before I could grab any guns or get away, and got 99th place out of 100, and I got pissed. The next round, I was super careful, super strategic, and I think I did dang well. And I died because it was me and one other person left in the entire game, and they were just camping in a corner where I couldn't see them. When the storm started moving in, I ran away, and they freaking ambushed me and shot me with one of the most powerful guns in the game. I tried to hold my own, but it just didn't work. So at the end of the day, he did outgun me, and he beat me fairly in that regard. But I was pissed off because he got an advantage over me because he was hiding in a corner and just hopped out, and he got like 3 or 4 good shots on me before I could defend myself. And I was like, screw you. You only won because you were hiding. Which, I'll give you that. If it works, it works. But I was irritated because one round I got 99th and the next round I got 2nd. And in that game, I get 2nd place I get freaking 2nd place and like 3rd and 4th place all the time. I literally looked at my profile statistics after that. And in solos, I've gotten like 130 something 2nd places or no, it wasn't 2nd places. It was 130 something top 10s. And then I've gotten like, what is it with top 25s? Like 190 something top 25s, and I've won like 9 matches overall. And so like the overall number I've played is also like 330 something or 390 something, almost 400. So the majority of the matches that I've played, I was either top 10 or top 25, but I've only won 8. So I always get like 1st or 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or I get somewhere close to that. And so it's infuriating when every single time you play a game you're getting blue-balled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That just... That's why I don't play a lot of competitive stuff anymore.
It's one of those things where I actually really like the game enough where I want to keep getting better at it, but it's just the random chance that drives me crazy. It's the times when I'm doing perfectly fine, but I die because of stupid crap like someone hiding in a corner that drives me nuts. There's also the fact that I was playing with a broken controller, so I would be like swaying slightly to the left constantly because my old controller's analog stick was broken. I just got a new one today.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would be playing this game where you really have to aim carefully and like move around like crazy and dodge bullets and build things, while my characters, I'll move to the right and my character's like, oh, you want to keep moving to the right? Or I'll move to the left and my character's like, oh, you want me to go to the left and then to the right for a sec? And then my other analog stick and the controller started to break, so then when I was aiming and also moving, it would be freaking out. So that just added to the little, like, it made something that mildly annoyed me drive me freaking crazy. Anyways, how's your sex life?
How's your sex life, Mark?
So anyway, how is your sex life? Oh man, Tommy Wiseau they should make Tommy Wiseau write the next Batman movie. Like, I want them to give Tommy Wiseau a really cared about pre-existing franchise and have him freaking do his own version of it and just see how he ruins it horribly. You ever see that clip of him? I think he's at the Golden Globes or the Oscars for the Disaster Artist. And it's a movie.
He's trying to talk and James Franco takes away the mic.
Yeah, real talk. The movie's about him. That was a dick move in my opinion. I don't care if he says something dumb.
I think it was a bigger dick move to have Tommy up there and not the guy that wrote the book.
What was his actual name? I know who you're talking about.
He was in the audience and they panned the camera onto him.
I mean, in fairness, wasn't the whole movie making fun of Tommy Wiseau, though? Talking about how hellish it was to work with him? I never saw it, so I'm going off of what I've heard.
It was more lighthearted than that.
So it was playfully making fun of him.
It didn't make fun of him, but it did.
It was it would be the way that I would make fun of you, maybe. I'm poking fun at you, but I don't hate you.
Yes,
okay.
All the good fun type stuff.
Okay, so it was reasonable. So basically, it was a movie about Tommy Wiseau, and they didn't really have the guy who made the movie or wrote the book on stage. I just thought it was a dick move because all Tommy Wiseau, it seemed like all he wanted to do was be thankful, oh, I'm so happy that this has happened, and he just refuses to give him the mic, and Tommy Wiseau kind of smiles and laughs like the little brother who just got screwed over by his sibling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nathan is slowly losing it.
Dude, I was after I was done streaming the podcast with Sifu that day, we talked for another 2 or 3 hours, and then I went to bed at midnight. And while we were talking, I found the weirdest thing for me whenever it comes to doing impressions of people. I've noticed I can do it when I'm not thinking about it, but then when I try and do it for real, I always fail miserably. We were talking about politics, and I won't get into what we were talking about, but I did the freaking best Bernie Sanders impression I've ever done. And then later I tried to do it again and I couldn't freaking do it. I was like, you see, you need to take the 5% and then you need to subtract the 8% from the 5%, which gives you a net negative, and then you need to add the 2% to the negative percent. I see people lining up for bread lines, and that's a good thing.
Oh god.
I was sitting there doing that crap, and then I tried to do it again later, and I was thinking too hard about it, and I failed miserably.
Oh, man.
Where are these last couple gems, man?
I don't...
Tell me, Frank. You must know.
Dude, I had to look this up when I played it, and
okay.
Fate Shaper gets so mad when I look things up, and I'm like, dude, I'm an adult with adult things to do. If I can't find it, there is no shame in asking the internet for help.
To be honest with you, I used to be the same way, and then I had streams where I ran around in circles in one game for 2 hours, and I was like, this isn't fun, and this isn't entertaining to watch, so
That's
I'll look it up.
Been the way I look at it is like, it's not fun to play and it's not fun to watch. I'm gonna look it up so we can move on with our lives.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I like to find it on my own because it gives you that muscle memory. Like, it took me 2 hours to figure this out, but now that I figured it out, I'll never forget it. That's how I am with games. That's why sometimes if I'm playing a game on stream, I will pre-play it a little bit so I know a little bit about what I'm doing, and that'll help me get through the intros of a lot of games quickly. But like with crap I'm just lost in, I used to be really hard-headed about that, and then I just reached a point where I'm like, if anyone gives me crap about this, screw them. Like, if you're like, no, you didn't play that fairly, it's like, okay. The game's not playing fair right now. Why should it take me 2 hours to find this?
I can't believe how Papa bored for the Magic Crafters world if you're ready.
Yeah.
I can already get to Magic Crafters, by the way. I can probably beat this game this stream. The first one, at least.
I believe it. This one's pretty short if you just...
If you don't 100% this game, it's super short.
I am going to hop out and get ready for bed because I keep almost drowning in your ear. I keep having to put the microphone away from me.
You keep almost drowning.
You keep almost... No, yawning.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay,
don't want to yawn in your ear.
I mean, you can if you want. You're making me yawn just thinking about it, so...
Sorry.
That almost sounds way ruder than it's meant to be. Like, you're making me yawn just thinking about it. I love these freaking psychotic guys who get slapped by their grannies and then they freaking run to beat you to death and probably poop in your mouth.
Oh, God.
That's
At any rate...
That's what crazy people do. God, they made her, like, way uglier in this game.
I am going to go to
She
bed.
looks like she's Gilbert Grape's mom, dude. You remember Gilbert Grape's mom?
I do.
The fat lady? Yes. Anyways, have a good night, Frank.
Good night.
If anyone isn't following Frank, be sure to give him a follow. He's a good boy. These guys are on a freaking suicide mission. They literally will run off a cliff. This guy just ran into a wall and let himself die. What a fool. He dare challenges me. Bruh, bruh, bruh. I'm gonna kill you, Granny. You didn't buy me my favorite flask of nightmares, so I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you to death, Granny Ma. How dare you? I don't like the way that you treat me and my beautiful anime friends. My anime wife. She's epic. She's so very epic, and I'm not gonna let you talk to her that way. She's so cool and stinky. Oh, am I like trapped here? I think I am. Oh God, he looks way more intimidating. Screw him. Oh, yeah, he's way more intimidating in this version. In the original, he's not intimidating at all. Like, he's got way less freaky proportions and everything. Oh no. Okay. I needed to get this key up here before I went after him, but I was a dumb and I decided not to. So let me go back and try that again. Yeah, this is a super dope game. Come here, Uncle Shimpy. I'm gonna beat you to death. Gonna blow smoke up that anus of yours. Be ashamed if someone jabbed their finger in there. Wanna be? You weirdo. You crazy weirdo. Oh, yeah, I remember this. He just spins in a circle. Show me that booty hole. He hops around in pain. Wouldn't it be cool if he... Oh, God, I forgot about this part. I'm watching you more. There we go. Now he's died. Died terribly and nightmarishly. Like the crazy man that he is. He's deeply unhinged and he's got lots of problems. And lots of propane and the propane accessories in his possession currently. Okay. I am missing quite a few gems here. I still think I should move on though, honestly. Let me over to here. Let me look. There's a rock in the distance that I probably need to glide to at some point. Do I save on these still? I guess I don't save there anymore. I hope this game auto-saves. I'll have to see. I'll have to check. I know the Insane Trilogy auto-saves. Like I said earlier, though, this game almost looks like... In fact, I won't say almost. This game looks way prettier than the Insane Trilogy. It's just... way more visually impressive. Like, I'm really happy to play it, man. $1772. An excellent year. All right. Me go options. Oh, there's a map. How does that work? Okay, the map's on. What? Oh yeah. Oh, that's kind of neat. I wonder if I need it. I'll leave it on for now. Anyways, actually see this as a decent time to go ahead and kill the stream. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're not followed, be sure to hit that follow button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to support the channel monetarily. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you.